brother if I wanted to know, like where he was, and he said I did not want to know, and that he could not be found. So what does that mean?
I don't know why he would say that, but it's the same story. Like I don't even want Al to know. I don't want anybody to know, so that nobody has to be worried about it. I mean, nobody has to be questioned about it, so he can be safe.
This jury is getting to know Lori Vallow Daybell, and it's not just from testimony, it's from recordings of her own voice. And the jury's heard a bunch of them. So what I want to do right now is play for you some pieces of the words and the voice of Lori Daybell that the jury has already heard during the first 2 weeks of this trial. It's significant, it's important, because this is a woman who's been accused of murdering her own children. How could a mother do that? Well, prosecutors are trying to prove that by playing the words of Lori herself. Take a listen.
So, he's in Arizona. Who's he with there? He's with one of my friends in Arizona.
Is JJ safe?
He is safe and happy.
So I don't tell people the truth about where we are and what we're doing because of those reasons. So I look like a suspect, but I'm a good person. Raised all of my kids. I've done everything that I'm supposed to do in life. But that's what's causing me trouble right now. We moved out here in September. My daughter goes to UIUI. Your daughter goes to UIUI? Yeah. Does she live here? So it's been a nightmare.
I didn't see the shot, I heard it, and then I came back around and I saw that he was on the ground.
Okay.
And I was freaking out.
Yeah.
And so I was just freaking out, and it just went into mom mode. I'm like, I've got to go to get JJ to school, I've got to get to the kids.
How long have you guys lived here? How long have you lived here?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, geez. Yeah, okay.
That's why the neighbors took us.
Gotcha.
Like, hi, neighbor, sorry.
I promise you that I have done nothing wrong in this case.
Probably because you murdered your sons. That's probably why he's talking you. Maybe you should understand.
I didn't necessarily that you felt that way. And one day, you will know.
Murder.
One day, you will know what actually happened. Stand Christ when he comes again, and he's coming soon, and we will all stand there, and you will know at that point that he is supporting me and has supported me the whole time, and I have not been deceived. I do, and I did exactly what I felt the Lord was instructing me to do.
What do you want me to do?
So the question I have tonight is, does she need to testify to explain her words, explain her actions? Let's bring back in our think tank Philip Dubé, Bernardo Villalona, Lori Murray. Lori, what do you think? Does she have to get up on that stand to explain her words, explain her actions?
Oh, I think we all hope that she will. Like we hope every defendant will, but especially in this case, because I'd like to hear more about the zombies. But I don't think that she can explain it. She can only hurt herself. So does she have to? Maybe, but there is no good legal reason, and no good legal counsel would recommend that she take that stand.
Philip Dubé, does she need to explain it? I mean, these words are being used by prosecutors against her.
She doesn't have to, because, Vinny, let's be honest, if she takes the stand, the prosecution on cross is going to put her through the Vegematic, okay? She's not going to survive cross. What you do is you put a doctor on to explain all the symptomatology associated with schizophrenia, with her pseudobulbar condition, with her hypomania, so the jury can get into her mind. You cannot have a rational discussion with an untreated schizophrenic or bipolar disordered patient. It's plain and simple. And you're asking her to get on the stand and explain her actions when she now a couple of years later, is therapeutically medicated, but at the time she was not. She needs a psychotherapist, a psychiatrist, psychologist to take the stand to explain it all away and educate the jury on her mental illness. But she cannot effectively do it. You need the word of a professional advocate.
Bernard, what would that cross-examination be like?
She will be annihilated, Vinny. Oh, she does not need to get on that stand, because that cross-examination is every prosecutor's dream, to get up there and be able to cross a person like Lori Vallow. Let's be clear, she will not survive. I don't even think she'll survive direct, because I don't think she'll be able to keep it together. I think she's going to go into her zombie world and try to explain everything based on her zombie world and her zombie belief. So it's not going to work. So she needs to be kept far away from that witness stand.
Do you think there's a chance, Lori, though, that she may, because ultimately it's her choice. We know you guys have lots of influence on defendants, but it's ultimately her choice. Do you think that somewhere in her mind she may want to explain what she knows, the visions that she's had, the end of days that are coming? Will she want to perhaps try to entice the 12 in the box to join the 144,000?
It would be interesting to see how many of those she thinks are dark spirits. I'm sure that they are probably all dark spirits to her. But I do believe that she has some sort of godlike complex. So I definitely think she's going to want to take the stand. She's going to want to try to explain herself, because she'll either take that route where she is absolutely wanting to explain it to herself, or she would take the route what she has been saying all along is, you will know one day, meaning whenever you go meet the Heavenly Father, then you'll understand, and she doesn't have to explain herself to anybody at all right now. One of the two is going to happen, probably the second one.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
All right. Philip, do you think she cares if she's convicted?
Of course. Again, I wasn't kidding when I said, in the pretrial stages, she was incompetent, not properly medicated. She really probably could not really comprehend what was actually happening to her. But they probably now have her on an injectable antipsychotic like Haldol or, Invega Sustenna, where she can think logically and rationally, and no otherwise healthy body wants to be locked up. We are social animals. We are meant to roam on this planet and not to be held behind bars. So no, she does not want to be locked up, and she doesn't want to take that risk. I believe now she is medicated enough to be able to follow the advice of her counsel. I just only hope for her sake that they do have a competent doctor who can explain away all the symptoms.
It's not going to happen.
It's
not going to happen. I know it's your wish, but it's not going to happen, because she's already told her lawyers, we're not going down that road. We are not going to. And to me, that tells me that she's competent, that she understands everything. That's the other thing, Bernard, during the course of this case, everything that Chanley has described, she is reacting to moments inside that courtroom the way you would think someone who knows everything that's going on around her would react.
Exactly. You have to think, remember that she was deemed incompetent for a few months, so that's why the trials and none of the proceedings could go forward. A doctor has deemed her competent. That's why the trial is going forward now. And I think, to be honest, in terms of the prosecution, why they didn't try Chad Daybell first is because they didn't want to risk that while they were doing Chad Daybell's trial, that Lori Vallow will become incompetent again. Because that's the tricky thing when you're dealing with someone who does have mental issues, is that you have to try, as a prosecutor, once they're deemed competent, get them to trial, because you don't know whether they're going to be deemed incompetent again, and it can be very soon. So the prosecution did what they needed to do in terms of trying her first.